Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 358, season 15. Today's date is September 1st, 2024, and welcome to the show. Yes, first day of September. Oh, the summer went so fast. On today's program, I'm going to talk about the department store from the 1970s, Robert Hall Village. I'll talk about my memories of that place and its locations. Also, I'll talk about a restaurant. A lot of people have forgotten about it. It was located at the Sherman, the Hotel Sherman Hotel. Excuse me. It was called the College Inn restaurant. I'll talk about the history of Hotel Sherman and the restaurant, and I have a menu. So I'll go down through that. And I found that from 1965. So this could be interesting. Okay. Right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Band-Aid adhesive strips. Why I chose this, there's a reason. Because of the jingle from the 1970s. And you probably know what jingle I'm talking about. So just sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks, and I'll explain. Thank you.
I am stuck on Band-Aid brand, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me. But they hold on tight in the back, the Band-Aid clean and soapy shut.
Only Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages from Johnson & Johnson have our Super Stay-On adhesive. You'll notice the difference because it stays on you better than anything else you can buy.
I am stuck on Band-Aid, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Band-Aid. Now, you probably know it. It's like, I am stuck on Band-Aid because Band-Aid stuck on me. That is infectious. I can't get it. I was taking a shower today and it popped in my head. So why not? I'll use it for the program. Yeah, so it's... that commercial was aired during the 70s. They aired a lot of commercials during that time. In the early 80s, one featured John Travolta. If you can find it, it's on YouTube. Maybe a couple more celebrities. Not sure. So let me give you a brief history about this product. Band-Aid's been around since 1920. And it was invented by an employee from the Johnson & Johnson company. His name is Earl Dixon, and that was located in Highland Park, New Jersey, not Illinois. And the reason he did that is like his wife was, while she was cooking, she was frequently cut. You know, I guess she was clumsy, So he dressed her wounds without assistance, and then he went to the boss and said, "Hey, I got this product. Why don't we put it on the market?" They agreed, and then it just sold like hotcakes. And then he became had a successful career at Johnson & Johnson, and then he rose to vice presidency of the company, and he retired in 1957. What an awesome story. So, so Band-Aids are very essential in the house. You get a cut, you get a burn, kids fall down like I did, and you need that. Yeah. So to protect, germs, infection like that. I remember my memories of when I fell down, and my mom would, first she'd yell on me, and then, she'd call me clumsy and all that. But I was just being a kid, like all kids. And then she would take care of me, put iodine or like Bactine, and then put the Band-Aid on. So, I used the Band-Aid once in a while. We have some in the house. They come in all kinds of sizes, small, even tiny ones, little tiny ones like that, and big ones like that. And those canisters, those tin canisters, they're used not just for Band-Aids. After you're done, you put stuff in it. Like that one time, I think my mom put bobby pins in, or other stuff like that. Okay. That's funny, like that. Of course, there were others that competed, like Curad. Remember that? I think it's still around. I think. Well, I don't know. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the Robert Hall Village department store that was in the 70s, and also the College Inn restaurant that was located at the Hotel Sherman in Chicago. Before I get started, I'll mention one thing. Now it's September. I just want to make it's starting. This is going to be Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So this is very important to me and to a lot of people. So you're going to see a lot of blue ribbons, with that, because breast cancer is pink and the blue ribbon is for prostate cancer. So I always tell this all the time to most men and women, but for men, if there's something wrong, go see a doctor. If you're urinating all the time or you don't feel right, go see him, because I ran into a classmate, about a couple of weeks ago at the reunion, and he said, Pete, I have a spot on my prostate. Oh no, go see a doctor. Please go see a doctor. He says, all right. I don't think he's going to go, but he should, because go get yourself checked out. This is important. You want to live like that. So anyway, I say this all the time on social media. Please go see a doctor. I did. If I didn't, it's a good thing I did at the time, because my PSA was like 7.5, and my doctor was very concerned, and he says, go see a urologist. And I didn't have one at the time, so I remember my dad had one, but his was retired, and his son took over, and I went to see him. I got dumped because I didn't have insurance. I had Medicaid, so I had to go find one, and luckily I did. And I have my urologist now, and he's a wonderful man, and and he's very caring. So just do the best you can. It's a lot of men don't want to go. They're embarrassed, or they're just scoff it out. Scoff it. They just, it's nothing. Not true. No. Please do that. Okay? All right. Now let's go back to the fun. I'm going to talk about Robert Hall Village. I get that mixed up. I always say Robert Village Hall. It is not Robert Village Hall. It's Robert Hall Village. You get confused with the Robert Hall clothing store. I did a podcast episode about that place, and they had wonderful clothes. There was one in the Roseland area where I used to live in the early 70s that was located like 112th Street and State Street. And it's like the building was like covered with stones and rocks and all that. That's still there, the building. It's a church now. And my mom took me there a few times, to get suits. And my brothers too. And quality, very quality items, They were beautiful. And according to most people on social media, they used to buy their clothes at Easter. And that was top priority. Oh, and it's beautiful. And that's a beautiful time. It really is. And you dress up your children, to go to church and all that, or any special occasion. But in 1973, about that time, they decided to open a department store, like a discount store, to compete with what else? Zayre, Venture. No, Venture came later. Excuse me, Kmart. It was Kmart. Yeah, Venture came later, much later. Turnstile, like that. So there was a big hoopla, a lot of fanfare and all that, and I remembered it when I was a kid. I used to see that sign it said Rubber Hall Village, and I remember the big V on the sign like that. And I went once to that store, and that was located at 79th Street and Cicero on the corner. There used to be a Top store. And then, I don't know what was there before, something else. And I remember when we moved from Roseland to Ashburn, I told my mom about this, or she heard it from somebody, about Rubber Hall Village. So at the time she didn't drive, so we took the bus. And then later on she drove. And we went there shopping. They had everything, clothes, electronics, TVs, anything you want, at this cameras like that. It became very successful at first, but then down the road, it just went, and I don't know, too much competition, I believe. That's what happened. But it was very memorable, that store. Then more stores open. I found the locations of those. I might miss a couple. I'm going to read them off from a newspaper I got from what's the year? 1977. That's probably the year, around the same year that closed. So here is the locations of that. And here we go. So I mentioned the one at 79th Street in Cicero. That's in Burbank. Then after that, I turned into McDade. I think that's what happened. Then it opened in Hoffman Estates at the Barrington Square Mall. Then at Crystal Lake, and that was on Highway 14 at the Crystal Point Mall. Then it was at Homewood at the Washington Square Mall. I got a picture of that. That's from the Homewood Historical Society. It's kind of cool. Also, the Downers Grove at the Finley Square Mall. Also at Villa Park. And then that's at North Park Mall. Yeah. I don't know if there was any other locations in the Chicagoland area. Also, they opened one in Indiana, in Highland, on Indianapolis Boulevard on Route 41. So, like I said, I guess they filed for chapter 11, and then it just disappeared. And then Robert Hall, the clothing store, disappeared as well. I don't know. I forgot what exactly, because that business was there for many, many years. They had the famous jingle of that on the radio. So just like I said, I just went there once and never again. I thought it would last a long time, but boy, was I wrong. It was there, then it was gone like that. But a lot of people remember it, and sometimes I do post a photo of that or an ad, a newspaper ad of the store on Van Chicagoland, and they say, "Oh yeah, I remember the store," But they remember more about Robert Hall, the clothing store. They have memories of that. They remembered when their parents took them there, like I said, to get their clothes for Easter or Christmas or any special occasion like that. Yeah, so that's a cool place. I'm trying to find like memorabilia, like shopping bags or anything like that. It's hard like that. But I think there's one photo. It's from the Facebook page, the Pleasant Valley Memories. I think that's what it's called. And they have a photo of the inside of the Robert Hall Village store in Villa Park. And that looks kind of cool. I don't know where they were located. Robert Hall Village, I think they were I don't know if they were located all over the country. I know most of them were in the East Coast, like Virginia or Maryland or something like that. I don't know about out west. No idea. No clue. I don't know. So that's about it for this store. I'll keep looking for any memorabilia from that store, and I'll post it on Vanish Chicagoland. I love doing that. I love researching, finding rare, obscure things that people find it mind-boggling, and they're befuddled and mortified. That's what I'm here for. But it's entertaining. Okay. All right. Right now, I'm going to take a quick break, and then when I come back, I'll talk about the College Inn restaurant that was located at the Hotel Sherman in Chicago. Okay, and I have a menu from 1965. This should be fun, compared to the menus now and back then. The prices have changed, yeah, but most of the cuisines, the food, not really. All right, so sit back and relax, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I am back. Now I'm going to talk about the College Inn restaurant. A lot of people don't remember it, unless your parents did, or your grandparents, or your great grandparents. This was a very popular place, a real hot spot in the early 20th century, maybe the late 19th century. Well, we'll see. So I'll give you a history of that, and also the Hotel Sherman. Now, the Hotel Sherman, or it was called the Sherman House, or the Sherman House Hotel. It had a lot of names like that. And something? That started operating way back in 1837. It's a long time, but not at the same location. No. It started it was constructed by a man. His name was Francis Cornwall Sherman. And believe it or not, he was a mayor of Chicago for 3 terms in Chicago. Yeah. I don't know if he was mayor before the Chicago fire. Yeah, probably. I don't know. So, let's see. So, it was like about 3 stories tall, and then they call it the Sherman House. That was the first one. Then in 1839, he retired, and he handed it to a firm. It was called James Williamson and A.H. Squire. And then other people took over the years and all that, and then Francis Sherman built a new structure, breaking ground on May 1st, 1860, and it opened on July 1st, 1861, and And then in 1871, the fire burned down. The hotel burned down, and it was gone like that. And I think it was at the same location. It was on the northwest corner of Randolph Street and Clark. I think it was. So there were 4 hotels total of that. And let's see. So then after the fire, the hotel relocated to a place called Galt House on Madison Street in Clinton until they find a new structure. And that was called the Little Sherman House. Okay. And then a year later, then the house was rebuilt on the same street like that. And let's see. So they built it from 1872 to 1873. So they did that. And let's let's see what else. So that hotel attracted a lot of actors in those days, and like John Barrymore and all kinds of, like, from the silent era, from the stage and all that. And then the hotel became the headquarters of the Democratic Party, for quite a while. And then in 1909, they replaced the hotel and they built another one, and it got bigger like that. And that was the third hotel like that. Okay. So now the fourth hotel, it was much bigger, much nicer back then. And so the College Inn restaurant was a very popular site for big band, like Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, you name it, Duke Ellington, you name it, they had that. And it was like a club, and so everyone dressed very fancy, very classy, and they just went down there and be entertained. Oh, it sounded nice. And but it held, the Democratic Party was held there until 1932. Then you moved the headquarters to the Morrison Hotel. That was another one that's gone, and that was that. Okay, so the college, and then it closed in 1973. I don't know if the restaurant closed the same time or before that. And let's see. So they tore it down. It's gone. So, and they tore it in about 1980, and now it was replaced by the State of Illinois Center. Renamed the James R. Thompson Center. After the governor. Now we all know that that's closed, and now I think they're tearing it down or remodeling it, renovating, whatever, to the Google office. So it's like, it's funny that, boy, what a cycle like that. It's amazing. Anyway, right, but I found a menu from the College Inn restaurant from 1965. So I'm going to read the items, not every item, but mostly what they had. I don't know how the food was over there. If people remembered, maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But here it is. So I'm going to read it off right now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let's see what we have. They had appetizers. Let's see what they had. Tomato juice cocktail, chopped chicken livers, herring fillets and sour cream, fresh fruit cocktail supreme, Norway sardines and olive oil. I don't like sardines. Antipasto with prosciutto. That's what ham. Prosciutto with melon in season. Shrimp cocktail on ice. Shrimp cocktail supreme. Crab meat supreme. Devil crab meat and bacon that's fried. Alaskan king crab legs on ice. Escargot, that's snails. Fresh Maine lobster cocktail. Also caviar. Yeah, they got caviar. Also soups and consomme. They had soup du jour, French for the day, French onion soup, green turtle soup. Oh boy, never had turtle soup in my life. And old Mrs. Flood's black clam chowder. I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. They had oysters and clams, like half shell. Not a big oyster fan like that. Vegetables, potatoes, like fried mushrooms, wild rice, onion rings, peas, julienne string beans, hash brown potatoes, broccoli with hollandaise sauce, asparagus with hollandaise sauce, cottage fried potatoes with Roquefort cheese. Yeah, that sounds good. Baked Idaho potato in foil, like you usually get, and of course French fries. Now, for chicken, they had broad best turkey steak sautéed. That's like sauce brigade. I can't pronounce it. Wild rice and glazed sweet potatoes, breasted chicken a la Kiev. So that's like chicken Kiev. You know, you get rice and black walnut salad with mandarin oranges, wedge served with apples, celery. Oh, that sounds good. Pan fried fresh spring chicken. You know, served with country style gravy with peach fritter. Hot biscuits with honey, cottage fries. Oh, that sounds good. They had salads. You know, one was, let's see, maybe I'll get a better look. Just a moment, please. Okay, here we go. Salads they had, one was called Gold Coast. It was a half avocado stuffed with fresh crab meat, anchovy fillets, chopped egg with mayonnaise, executive salad, just a regular salad. You know, Hollywood bowl. That's like tossed mixed greens with tomatoes, hard-boiled eggs, with so it's like a chef salad, you know, with julienne ham, chicken, tongue, ugh, and Swiss cheese. Also fresh crab meat salad, and they prepare. It says here college inn style. They prepare it at your table, like that. Caesar salad, crab meat salad, shrimp salad, tomato stuffed with chicken salad. Oh yeah, you know when. They stuff it in a tomato. They have tomato stuff with cottage cheese, limestone lettuce salad with Sherman House. That's what it's called. Yeah. Salad dressings. They had French, wine, vinegar, garlic, Lorenzo. I don't know what that is. Or Thousand Island dressing, Roquefort, or Russian. Okay. For sandwiches, they had sirloin steak, French fries, tenderloin steak sandwich. That's another one. Prime rib sandwich, you know. One item is ball tauberin, slices of turkey breast, crisp bacon, sliced tomatoes, hard-boiled eggs with pimento strips, mustard sauce on rye bread with potato salad. I don't know what that is. Also, they have a sandwich called the College and Club. It's like a 3-decker sandwich. So it's probably a club sandwich, you know, probably with ham, turkey, and I don't know what else. Roast beef, I guess. A hot breast of turkey sandwich, you know, with giblet sauce and cranberry jelly. Also, they had the College Inn special, which was large chopped sirloin steak sandwich on rye bread, grilled onions, sliced tomato, french fries, and a pickle. Also, they had a sandwich called the Aristocrat. Sweet smoked ham, sliced chicken, Roquefort cheese au gratin on French toast. Okay, that sounds good. And they had desserts like crepes Suzettes, cherries Jubilee, strawberries Romanov. I don't know what that is. Sounds good. They had a pastry tray, so you could select from what kind of pastries you like. Also, fresh made pies. Coupe Jacques. I don't know what that is. Fancy melon, ice cream, sherbets, parfaits. They come with flavors of coffee, cognac, chocolate, strawberry. They had sundaes. Sherman cream cheesecake. Ooh, that sounds good. Choice of assorted cheeses, and of course, stewed fruit compote. I don't know what that is. And they have beverages, coffee, tea, milk, of course, liquor, you know, like that. Now, here's some more they had. Like, for example, double fresh crab meat. I mentioned that before. Chicken livers, but it was brochet. This was under the category of brochet and flame. Also, shashlik Caucasian. It was like a brochet of choice cubes of beef tenderloin, mushrooms, tomatoes, and a portion of long grain rice with a fine herb sauce on the side. Ooh, that sounds good. Also, skillets, all kinds. One was chicken livers, boneless chicken, pepper steak. You know, there were casseroles like that, chicken tetrazzini. Curried spring lambs, chuck wagon beef stew. They had that. Also, they had steaks and minute steaks. No, but I don't know. Do people eat minute steaks anymore? Not sure. That's true. They had prime broiled, prime boneless sirloin steak, broiled top sirloin steak, filet mignon. You know how much the filet mignon cost back then? $6.50. This is 1965. You know how much it would cost now? They had it. Yeah, that was prime. This one's plank broiled, double beef tenderloin with it's Chateaubriand with Béarnaise sauce. Delmonico steak. That's with. That sounds good. Of course, split minute sirloin steak, sautéed in butter. Of course, porterhouse steak, cold roast prime of rib. If you like it cold, I like it hot myself. Prime ribs of beef, like that. Also, they had porterhouse, steak features, like, for example, barbecue baby back ribs, calf liver steak, veal scallopini, prime spring lamb chops, loin cut pork chops, full cut bone-in hickory smoked ham. You got to have the bone. Monty's prime chopped beefsteak. I guess it's named by the chef or somebody. Tartare steak. I think it's steak tartare. And, I don't think it's cooked. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Like that. And they had one special called Hearts of Beef Tenderloin Brulees. So that was like beef tenderloin sliced thin, sauteed in butter, shallots, minced mushrooms, and chives with a dash of wine sauce and Brulee sauce. Oh, that sounds wonderful. They had a great menu. They really did. That's fascinating and delicious. And I'm hungry. Oh, well. So, Chicago had a lot of fancy restaurants. They still do, but, back then it was like, wow, that is something. Like most of the hotels had like that. Like, for example, the Palmer House right now probably does, or the Conrad Hilton where my father used to work, they probably do that too. Any hotel in Chicago, especially in downtown, have a nice fancy menu like that. And it's great. Some of the menu items have changed, but because people's tastes change, I guess, but not really, So, but it's a little expensive. You got to be careful. If you have a lot of money and you have a good job, this is for you. Go ahead, splurge and enjoy yourself. Okay, so that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the department store, the Robert Hall Village, that was had several locations in the 70s in the Chicagoland area. Also, I talked about the College Inn restaurant that was located at the Hotel Sherman Hotel. That was on the corner. I forgot what corner it is. I keep forgetting. Pardon me. On the northwest corner of Randolph Street and Clark Street. Okay. So this podcast will be published later on today. Wherever apps are available, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. If you have those apps on your phone, on your tablet, maybe on your desktop, tap on the apps or take you to a website, or maybe just tap on it, tap follow, get the latest episode. You'll receive a notification, and then you'll also get the rest of the episodes, the past ones. Listen if you like. Also, it's also on my blog, www.vanishchicagoland.blog. You can check that out. I have all of them listed. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel again and again and again. People still ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. Do a search Vanish Chicagoland Stories, the podcast, or my name, Pico Styles. You will find it. Click on subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You can listen to the latest episode. It will send you send you a notification. You can listen to past episodes if you like. Also, it'll be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, Reddit, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads. What else? I forgot. Threads and TikTok. I'm sure I remember. So there's other ones like that. So any social media account you have, you can listen. There's a link, and it'll take you right there. Okay. So this is Pete Kastanis, your host for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. Today's a beautiful day. It's Labor Day weekend. I heard tomorrow's going to be beautiful as well. And I'll probably do another podcast Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.